sit. See, just get comfortable. Oh, 3 seconds, man. What's going on, party people? We cracked in. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure having you guys here. I personally go by the name of Lespri. I am a spiritual healer. And essentially, what I do as a spiritual healer is that I help you to attain a state of mind, a Christ like state of mind, a Buddha like state of mind, a Krishna like state of mind. That's what I really help you with. And as you can see, we're going to do a little bit of psychology today because, I mean, it's very essential to who we are. In fact, when you truly understand who you are, I mean, it all comes down to actually perspective. And there are two major perspectives that are that we eat from. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but essentially that's what I'm going to be addressing. Other than that, motherfuckers, what's up, bitches? You know what I'm saying? It's hump days. You know what I'm saying? What up? And just so you know, guys, we also have fun here, man. A big part of what we do as we breaking bread, sharing this good news, this good food with you guys. We also have fun. So have fun, get your tea. We smoke a little bit of that herbs, okay? If you have that, you know what I'm saying? Get the tea, man. Yo, I think I should have like a tea section. You know what I'm saying? Because I got the tea that's spilling. You feel me? Hmm. Hmm. So, now going back to the whole introduction, so that's what pretty much what I help you like. And to be Christ-like, that's what it means. It's having a Christ-like state of mind. And that's what Jesus been inviting all of you guys to become like, to adapt that state of mind. So, but how do I go about doing that? So I pretty much go about doing that by helping you to become mentally and emotionally balanced. And the reason you need to be mentally and emotionally balanced because your emotions and your mental has an impact on your vision, on the level of clarity that you have, your level of understanding, what you're able to see is based on your emotions and your intellect. This is all part of the state of mind too, because we need to cultivate a higher state of mind. But first, you have to understand the difference between thinking and a state of mind. There's a significant difference, and that's what we're going to be talking about. And obviously, that's why this conversation is going to involve a little bit of psychology. But again, it is also your essence. Because everything we do, that's why it's important for you to know yourself psychologically, mentally, socially, like whatever the fuck lead that comes with that. As long as anything that pertains to you or a different aspect of yourself, that is your business to know about it. And that's why consciousness too plays a big part because what you don't know always gonna get you. We all fall short due to lack of knowledge. Sometimes a little bit of acting too, but most importantly, I mean, to act, I mean, you would need to know something. Your perspective matters. In other words, your perspective not even matters, is your life. Your perspective is your life. This is why, again, oh shit, I'm not even trying to go there, but hey, you know what I'm saying? A big part of what we do too, we get deep, we get deep. This is a conversation that's going to require us to, delve a little bit more into the rabbit hole. What was I going to say? I was going to say some shit, then I realized I needed to go to certain spaces. Just, I guess, I just wanted this is your forewarn, I guess. So, shit, but I can't remember what the fuck I was talking about though. So yeah, so we were talking about, but anyway, going back to being mentally and emotionally balanced, that's all your perspective being your life. It is your life. This is why, regardless on how real you may claim to be, it's always going to be subjective because it comes from you. That's why they tell you not to argue with fools. Do you understand why they tell you not to argue with fools? Because you're not on the same frequency. That's like arguing with a baby. What are you arguing about? But the idea is not to belittle anybody, but it's just to, we're not on the same frequency. What are you doing? And this is why some people will tell you common sense isn't really common. And I get that too. So your perspective, believe it or not, is everything. So in other words, another way of saying this is your subjectivity is your reality. And this is for my, educated ones. I know a little bit of shit. Like I know some shit now. Don't get it fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like I know some shit. Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But so now, yeah. So that's important for you to really, really understand. And by understanding, pretty much you would have to wake up to that. You understand? And this is why, even though we are all walking next to each other, we are all in our different world. This is how, too, when some shit happen, people have many different opinions about it because we are all living in a separate world. And this is why in spirituality, too, now then we tell you because you're living in separate worlds, you have to master your kingdom. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. I'm pretty excited, but it comes with it. But anyway, so now going back to how I help you to adapt that Christ-like state of mind or mentality, if you want to call it that. Your mentality and your thinking are two different things. Because see, your mentality has to do with your state of mind. But I'm getting, man, I'm ready. Let me go. 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 Don't even try to hold. Don't try to hold. And I even started smoking yet. But I got it ready though. I got it on deck. We got it on deck. Hey, listen, man. Stay dangerous, man. But anyway, now being Christ-like is having the highest level of clarity about who you are. Then you become the illuminated one, or the true Illuminati. You truly become the light of the world. In doing so, now you become a light not just for yourself, but also for others. For them now, in turn, to become the light for who they are. That's how it goes. But anyway, so now for you to attain that level of understanding, you have to become in alignment with your emotions and your mental and your emotions has to become one. And what that means pretty much, again, I know some shit. What that means pretty much is that they would have to be in alignment. But for both of them to be in alignment, you would have to, what I'm saying, be in charge or take accountability of your emotions as well as your mental. You got to guard them shits because they are you. But most importantly, that is your business. That's your business. You feel me? Yourself is your business. That's how you carry your cross. By taking accountability of you, taking care of you, and now you also realize there is more to you than just your physical appearance. Then that's when now you gotta feed what I'm saying, you gotta feed it the thing that God needs, which is knowledge, wisdom. and then your meditation and everything else you may partake or be part of to develop your mind or feeding that side of you. Now, those two have to become in alignment. And the reason being is, as you may already know, and most people, for the most part, they always tell you your emotions will fuck you up. But on the same token, too, this is also a perfect example. You know, when you notice when someone who's being emotionally unbalanced and not having the ability to see things as they should, and you're standing next to them, like, yeah, I was right there. That goes to show you too. You know how anger doesn't allow you to be or to see the best of you. That goes to show you there's a direct connection with the way you see or what you see and your emotions. And it has a direct impact too on your behavior and all that shit. You see what I'm saying? That's why for you to master yourself, you would have to master your emotions. It's part of it. Not just your emotions, but you have to master different aspect of yourself. And for you to do that, this is why you need to take a trip into your dark side, meaning the side that nobody sees, not even you, and to get to know yourself. And as you're doing so, getting to know yourself, healing yourself, understanding the principle, the spiritual laws, that's another key too. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. But for now, again, this is when, essentially, I'm telling you what spirituality also is. And as a spiritual healer too, a big part of what I do and how I do it, is with the use of spirituality, right? But again, going back to, I mean, it's all connected. They all go hand in hand in terms of you being in alignment, you understanding your emotions, because these are part of you that you don't see. Then you would have to understand when you feel this way, what does it mean? That's technically what you're doing when you're doing your shadow work. But for you to master your emotions, that's what it entails and that's what it means. To be in touch with your emotions to understand how it truly works. Has nothing to do with, for the most part, when people are talking about control your emotions, they're referring to you not yelling. You may choose not to yell, that's fine. But I know for me, sometimes I could be emotionally well balanced and still yell, motherfucker. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta let niggas get fuck out of here. Which has nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, people use that, it's as a way to control your behavior. Or, to show that you're not able to control yourself. For the most part, those are political shit, which has nothing to do with your real you. The real you is the people. It's who you are when nobody's watching. But most importantly, how in tune you are with your own fucking emotions. That's what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? And once you're in tune with it, then hey, man, like I said, if you choose to let a nigga know, at times you gotta let niggas know. I understand. I know. Oh, I know. I know. Okay. Sometimes you just gotta set the record straight, man. Let niggas know. Remind them. Because they already know. You just gotta remind them. You know what I'm saying? And when you do it, it's not as a response to them or as anything. It's part of you expressing yourself too, man. Hey, little nigga, go sit your ass down. Oh, man. Sometimes, hey, go sit your ass down, motherfucker. Face the wall. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and you being truly firm had nothing to do with, either you are emotionally unbalanced. You know what I'm saying? So know the difference. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Not the political bullshit. Now, on the flip side, or the other side of that now, would be you dealing with your mental. Now, that's very important. As you can see, and this is what we're going to be talking about too, man. The difference between your state of mind and your thinking. There's a significant difference. When you go to school, they they thinking for you. They telling you what to think. This is exactly what mind control is. It's not necessarily as dark as you guys trying to make it seem. And this is why I think, mind control, gets a bad rap in turns you don't really get to understand it for what it is. If somebody gives you something, what do you say? Thank you. Well, that thank you is how I'm training you how to think. It's as simple as that. That's what mind control is. As a baby, you don't know whatever the fuck. They tell you, hey, somebody give you something, say thank you. It's a nice thing to say. And then and after they say thank you, what do you say? You welcome. As simple as that. This is mind control. Now, it's not a bad thing to do, is it? No, I don't think it is. In fact, shit, nigga, I'm all about thank you and you welcome. You know what I'm saying? In fact, nigga, you welcome. Now, you welcome. You know what I'm saying? But you have to also understand, you got to see it for what it is, though. When you don't see it for what it is, I'll give you another perfect example. It's funny how today I was watching this thing, right? There was this pastor. I'm not going to say no names because we ain't doing no personality over here, right? And I was listening, so he was saying how, theology school and the Bible, why he doesn't approve theology school. Because of what theology school teaches, what they teach is not what the Bible teach. That's another okay, let me just slow it down for you. Because a lot of you may not even see, and here's something else too. We see the truth, but how you look at it is based on your perspective. You see, like for me, when I hear things like that, what this guy's telling me, it's a pure mind control. You mean to tell me, and this is why too in spirituality we tell you you act like you're God. So when you're telling me this book here, you would not do or believe anything if it doesn't come from this book. Who's training you how to think like that? Guess what? Guess who's also to train? The book also tells you to do that. The book also tells you to do that. So you react like that. Let's go. If you're Muslim, right? If you're a woman, well, the instructions tells you to dress a certain way. Then, as a Muslim people, a person, that's what you do. Then now it becomes a thing of I'm a Muslim, that's what I do. You're a Christian, that's what you do. That's what you do. That's important for you to understand because what you're also revealing is that's why you gotta understand, you gotta know who your God is. Because while you may be thinking you got the best thing ever, but it's also your perspective. And these people are so deeply rooted into mind control without even knowing. That's why you can't, they're gonna have to wake up. They have to see for themselves. And because they are deeply rooted in it, they can't see it. Do you see what I'm saying? So now what you have people who are giving you book references, and that's what they calling following God. And what about the experience? What about who have you become? They talk about their being born again. It's just it's just you saying, I'm with Jesus now. Or if you used to go to parties, you don't go to parties anymore. Is that what the internal change is? Where is the internal change? What made you born again truly? So I'm saying all of that to say to you, like, like mind control it's right in front of you. You see it every day. This is why this conversation too. That's why this is for the living. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's for the livings. Like this is why some people would say we are the chosen ones. I could see it from different levels. Yeah, you're a chosen one, meaning God chose you. You know, that there is something in you, but you still have to put the work in. This is why a lot of us, I know for me, I had that urge. I needed to know. Something's not right. Something is urging me to, you know, but I followed it. So I'm saying that to say the chosen one terminology could be, maybe God chose you, but I also chose God too. So that's why they're saying, many are called, but a few may be chosen, but chosen also have also chosen to respond to the call. But anyway, I'm not gonna be stuck on that. But I'm saying all of that to show you, like, pretty much, like, you're gonna have to put the work in. The transformation, you know, um, you know, you have to go through it. But what's gonna help you with that, this is when the Kabbalion comes in, helping you to understand the spiritual laws. But anyway, so now going back to what I was saying, you have to become aware of how your mind is not even not just how your mind works, but how is it being impacted by, the school system, your political system, because they all have an impact on how you think. To be free of these things means to see them for what they are and who they are. And that's it. There's no need to go march and this is what they are. You know, that's it. You know, and understanding who and what they are to allow you to maintain your independence, your true divine identity, or vice versa. When you're in that, then you see them for who they are. And as you see them for who they are, whatever. So it's important for you to understand, like, you got to be on top of your mental. You got to be mentally balanced because if people are training you on what to think, that's what mind control is. So therefore, you're not thinking for yourself. Then you have no psychology truly. That's when you become a follower. You don't have freedom of thinking, freedom of thought. But to have freedom of thought, you have to approach life as a scientist, meaning you have to experience the good and the bad. And then you realize there's really no bad. It's really for you to learn and develop. When you understand the mental aspect of the universe, it allows you to navigate life and to get the most out of it. Then you understand your opposition, your problems, or if you broke whatever the fuck, you're not against you. And this is not something to say, because it's cute to say, but in reality, but it comes down to your perspective, though. To be optimistic, to be positive, is a state of mind. It's not a thinking. It's not suppressing negativity, but it's to high. It's to have a positive outlook on the negativity. What that means, pretty much, it's not like you saying this is not fucked up. Everything. No, this is fucked up, but I also learned from this fucked up shit. Then now, since you acknowledge the aspect of that shit that you learned, then you automatically cancel out the pain. That's how it works. This is why you need to have the pain. The pain of the lesson got to go hand in hand. Just like the pain, if you're working out, you're getting results. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go hard. But not just that, but your whole aspect or approach when it comes to the gym, you know what I'm saying, it's totally different. A lot of us don't even look at the gym as you actually like breaking your body. That's what you do. Your push-ups are like you fucking yourself up. In a good way, of course. And that goes to show you too how as you're doing that, but you also feel good. Gender is everywhere. Good and bad is everywhere. This is the state of mind you need to develop. This is how you become whole. That's what I help you with. For you to become Christ-like, this is the state of mind you have to adapt. But you adapt it as you start to see reality for what it is, and that requires awareness. This is where the Christ consciousness comes in. This is why the name of the game is consciousness, meaning you have to be aware of this shit. And that's what we do when we know the truth. We become aware and we're waking up to it. That's what those aha moments are. Or those light bulbs, like, oh, you got it. Yes. And that's how we wake up to what's around us. And guess what? Your emotions also plays a big part in it too. That's why you can't neglect your fucking emotions. So this is why now for you to become, Christ-like, you would have to elevate and really your mental and your emotions, they have to become one. Now here's the thing for my logical motherfuckers, man, my logic niggas who tend to neglect or put emotions down, you know what I'm saying, because logic is better. Nigga, you crazy. Logic in itself means nothing. Emotions is what helps it to expand. It goes beyond those fucking boundaries, and vice versa. You need to add a little bit of intellect into your emotions. That's why this is how you heal yourself too. You reason with your emotions, but you would have to understand the state of your emotional state. That's why, sometimes if you can't do it for yourself, that's why in some movies they will tell you, why the fuck would I want to talk to somebody when I could do it myself? You can definitely do it yourself, but it requires, you know, it. What I'm saying is you could do it either way, as long as you are getting it done. But ultimately, you're still gonna have to get it done yourself because you would have to be willing to open up to somebody now that's gonna help you to see it for yourself. So either way, nigga, it's you. It's gonna come from you. That's why nobody can help you. The only help you're gonna get is you seeing that it's been done. And then also you knowing how hard it was for anybody who overcame that. So when you go into your little shit, buckle up, Dorothy. Oh, I know. I know. I'm saying those are all my scars. I know. I'm saying I'm sent by God, nigga. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. We speak from a higher authority, man. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, you got to be in charge of your mental because technically, but not just that. But now the aspect that I want to talk about when it comes to your mental, it's your state of mind. It's important. That's why you got to be aware of what's happening in school, man. Like, how you being, what are you being fed? Because it matters. The reason why it matters, because you become the information that you absorb. That's what I was telling you when I tell you, you act like you're God. That's what I was trying to tell you when the guy who was referring to the Bible, you know what I'm saying if I don't see it in the Bible, guess what? The Bible tells you that too. So there's nothing strange here. There's nothing strong here. I mean, it sounds good. It sounds very convincing, but for me, this is bullshit. Like, nigga, you know what you're telling me? But the illusion that they're casting, it's their own fucking illusion. Motherfuckers would fight for the Bible. They don't even know nothing about the Bible. The same Bible this motherfucker saying, if it's not written in the Bible, it was put together by other niggas. So now you telling me this is the truth that you're telling me. This is the book, the ultimate truth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, I'm not even arguing with that, but this is a one-sided perspective because you honestly don't know anything about Buddhists. You don't know anything about anything else, really. Besides what your book already told you, nothing else matters. And guess what you're gonna say to me? Just repeating what your book already told you. And you say it every time. That's why you use the book reference. And then you're doing all of that in the name of God. Oh, these motherfuckers are convincing as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Whereas God, my Jesus is everywhere. Just like I was saying, your Jesus is limited. Mine is everywhere. I see it even in the darkness. I see it in the fucking mud. I see it in the trees. I see it in different faces. That's why I know, like, for me, truly, God is everywhere. That energy is everywhere. But for you, yeah, you may say it. You contradicting yourself too. You see what I'm saying? Because if your God is everywhere, like, then there shouldn't be any difference between you and a fucking Buddhist. And the truth is the truth. Let's be serious here, man. And here's something else too. This is why you need to understand who you are. Like, I think it was in my last recording, right? So I talk about, having a one-sided perspective. This is what you have. We have a society, even in the political arena, right? This is for the country. You have two sides. You have a Democrat, you have a fucking Republican. They always arguing with each other. Now, you have blue, red, positive, negative. I'm saying that to say. because I'm trying to get you to see the picture here. If we're saying, why should we be fucking divided if ultimately the goal is the fucking country? And listen to this. If Democrat have some good shit, if I'm Republican, why would I not take that? Are we choosing sides? Are we doing what is right? You see, when you're doing what the fuck is right, you become everything and nothing at the same time. What that means is if there's some Democrat policies or values that I go by and some Republican values that I also go by, I don't have a side, but I also have both sides. Does that make any sense? Does that sound familiar to you? Does that sound familiar? Know who you are, my niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell you where I got that shit from. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna help you to have a different perspective. I'll help you to turn the other cheek. That's what it means to turn the other cheek. Like he hits you this way, well, look at it from this perspective. And this is why it's important for you to become perfect, meaning to look at things holistically, not flaws. Get that shit out of your mind. You learn through mistakes. The mistake part being a mistake, you gotta rewire your thinking. That's a mistake in itself. This is also going back to what I was talking about before. It really comes down to two major perspectives, and that's important for you to understand. Is one is to eat from the tree of good and evil. What that is you have a perspective about life, which is a good versus bad perspective. Are you a Democrat or are you a fucking Republican? Yes, you said you like this, you like that, but which one do you really like? As if two things cannot be true in life. Two things can be true in life. This is why when you eat from the tree of good and evil, you never get into the kingdom of God, meaning you will never have a higher perspective because you have a one-sided perspective, which in turn really mean you have a half of a mind, a baby brain. Mhm. Generally speaking, you have not been born again too, to be honest, because being born again now requires a different state of mind, which is now when you're eating from the tree of good and evil. I mean, the tree of life, which is different. The tree of life now tells you, you know what? Good and bad are not the same. However, they come together. There are two sides of the same coin. They complement each other. This is why, for you to grow, well, guess what? You need opposition. Anything you do in life, even if you're working out, well, you need to put your body through the test. And the more pressure you put into your body, guess what? It comes out better, or you become stronger. And by the way, as a random side note, this is why those of us, the ascended masters or teachers, the true Christ, like, man, we got to go through some shit. I mean, you got to go through some story for you to have story to tell. Oh, I got stories to tell for days. Ah, nigga. Oh, I got story on top of stories for you, man. Ah, man, my whole life is a story. Serious. You know what I'm saying? If you want to start, nigga, sit down. You got time? Do you? Oh man, I got all day. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh man, I want it. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Perspective. This is where now, when you have this is my God and this is your God is different from this, then obviously, you know what I'm saying, your God cannot be everywhere. It's obvious. So now for your God to be everywhere now, guess what you need to do? Turn. That's what the term convert people is. You turn them into, you know what I'm saying? And this is why for me, like I really don't give a fuck about none of this fucking religion, right? But again, educational purposes. As we were talking about mind control, well, the best example of mind control, although it may be hard for a lot of people to see, is right in front of you. Niggas using a book and then like as if, I mean, that doesn't even exist. First of all, any book, even if you want to say inspired by God, was written by a fucking man. And the book, it's not the thing. It's the representation. Is a representation of the thing. And even if you're looking at the stories, man, Jesus would read something and tells you this shit is being accomplished right now as I speak. That goes to tell you it's the practicality in everything. You love me, keep my shit. In other words, act like me. Because he walked on those commitments. But what are they? How are you looking at it? See, this is your perspective. It's all plays a big part in your state of mind. Because now we're going to be talking about the state of mind, but let's just talk about that for just a second. Because that's truly what it comes down to. You know, in life, we all have 24 hours. Perspective. What are you doing with your time? You see what I'm saying? If you're a hater, guess what, man? You spend your time hating people. If you're a person who's about who you are, developing yourself, you can spend your time doing that. Like they say, winners are passionate about, you know what I'm saying, being better or winning. And then losers are passionate about winners. That you have no inspiration of your own? Well, how would you know if you don't give it a shot? You know what I'm saying? You don't cultivate it, you're not gonna get it. Do you know anybody who just I mean, even Michael Jordan, with even the talent that he got, used to practice a lot. So the practicality, the work has to be done. The experience has to be lived. If not, well, you're just talking out of your ass or giving book references and being overexcited about book references as if I don't know, as if this nigga was standing right next to Jesus. Literally, it's bullshit, man. I mean, the fucking ignorance. But anyway, and this is what spiritual eating from the tree of life does. When you embrace opposition, It gives you a higher state of clarity. Just like, have you ever been having money and then you go broke? There's a lesson in that, isn't it not? I know for me, it helps me, it gives me more clarity. Being broke gives me more clarity, help me to see like the $20 I used to say that's nothing, or the $100 I used to say that's nothing. Then when 25 cents is everything, you like, whoa, money's money. And this is also why too, when the brain gives you that clarity, this is why when you understand that, then having a plan matters. Writing shit down matters. What you're doing at this point, you are materializing whatever those things are. And that is what the same ideology, it's the same ideology besides having this, having whatever the fuck, these things. They're not idols, as you guys like to claim that they are. What is idol is you claiming to be with Jesus, God, but you're praying to get a job. So you're using God for material shit. I use material shit to elevate the God in me. There's two different perspectives here. This is why all the higher men, the gods, the higher civilizations, that's why they had fucking statues. Not because they were worshiping motherfucking idols. Who the fuck would do that? Only these dumb, stupid motherfuckers. How would these motherfuckers be so smart and be? You mean to tell me they were also that stupid too? Or is it because you don't understand it? Let's be honest. You look at the Sphinx. The Sphinx in itself is telling you something. Why do you think some people will say that statue's scary? What makes it scary? Is it the statue or you, bitch? Who's the bitch here? Because this is clay. This thing is check. But it's what's in you that's acknowledging that. And that's what they understood. This is why even in the Buddhist, if you're looking at some of their statues, like it's always mad, or they look furious. The idea here, they want you to acknowledge your emotions. See me. If you don't see me, either way, you're gonna see your emotions anyway. You choose, either it comes out healthy or unhealthy, and that's what you see. And this is what happens when people are not in harmony with who they are. And that's when they have the disconnect between their mind and their emotions. That's what it's called when people are overreacting. Like truly out of control. Literally out of control. See, you have to, this is why you got to become in alignment for you to see the bigger picture here. That alignment is it's key. This is why you have to become aware too of how your mind works and what's taking place around you. And essentially, that's what spirituality is. This is why spirituality is not one of the biggest misconception is that people would look at a monk or somebody that has dread, and be like, maybe that person's spiritual, but not over here. No, that's not true. All of our essence are. This is what I'm trying to get you to realize. Whether you call it Christianity, whatever the fuck, what I'm saying, we all work the same. As a man thinketh, so he becomes. If you're a Christian, then you follow what Christ said and your behavior. And isn't that why you're judging Christians? You're saying they're not truly that because they're not acting like this? So if your behavior has something to do with it, this is why you're God, and that goes for every God. This is why this shit is not a belief system. I don't give a fuck what you believe in, but I look at how what impact is doing to you. If you're claiming your God is good, then you should be good to other people too. That's what being a representation of that God is. And this is why, like in ancient time or even in the Bible, people would be like, "Oh, I would like to know who your God is. Who God are you praying? Because I like to be like you or like your God." You know what I'm saying? But what you see more is that niggas claiming that shit, but their behavior is not showing that. Nor does your their energy shows that. It's wild, man. It's crazy. You know, and that's what spirituality deals with. And so, me as a spiritual healer, this is where and how I use spirituality. You know, and I also understand because you have to see it for yourself. Then now I'm holding the mirror of wisdom for you to reflect. I'm just helping you to have a deeper insight of what you're already looking at. Guess why? Well, if you're saying, guess what? Or even why? Well, that's because there's more to what you see. And again, that's where consciousness comes in. You understand what I'm saying? So now that we got this out of the way, now let's get into a state of mind now in thinking. I mean, again, the same principles applies here too. I gave you enough for you to fill up the blank now. Come on, let's be honest, man. Like, work with me. If we're gonna work together, I mean, shit, I'm already working with you. You know what I'm saying? Work with yourself. In so many words, I already gave you the blueprint. Same thing when it comes to state of mind. It's not what you're thinking, or nor positivity. Again, when I was referring to positivity here, positivity is not always thinking. What I'm saying, there's no negativity. Or if something bad is happening to you, oh no, I feel no pain. Nah, man, nigga, shit, I feel the pain, but hey, you know what, man? I need that pain, bro. Like, I seen what the pain did for me in the past. I don't know what the fuck's happening with this, but hey, man, let's just hold on to it. And then as you start to dance with your pain, so to speak, or dance with life, and have from eating from the tree of life, because that's how you navigate through life by having a whole mind, a whole perspective. So when you understand good and evil is needed, oppositions are needed, then now you're truly dancing with them. As a farmer, or the great farmer, you also know that you when you learn, when you also understand that you're the one who's building and destroying, then now you become the master by using you have to destroy for you to also build. And as you're building, you also destroying. So they go hand in hand. Then you understand that perfect union. Then now you apply that into your life. Now, when you adopt that state of mind, now you start looking at things that way. You're not just thinking along those lines, you truly acknowledging, then you have developed that state of mind. And you must, because think about it this way, and this is what your true truth is. Your life is a reflection of your state of mind. That's what they mean, like everything is mental, but also when we talk about the law of correspondence. This is why when I tell people, man, gratitude, this shit is not, it's not a thinking, it's not a thought. It's a state of mind. I hear people that say sometimes, you know what, I'm grateful because, I woke up this morning. Again, that's perspective. But understand this. If you would have died too, that doesn't mean you wouldn't be okay. You see what I'm saying? Death is not in opposition of life. They go hand in hand. You need to have some death in your life. In fact, to grow, that's what you do when you're growing. It's so funny to me as I was talking to my daughter, and she was watching her old video, and she said to me, "Yo, I can't even stand myself. Like my voice, like I don't like the way I sounded. Like, I was laughing. I'm like, yeah, that's what growth is, because you're not looking at yourself from a baby perspective anymore. So therefore, what she really did, unknowingly, or even from a metaphysical perspective, she killed herself, and she was being born. And this is what you have to go through throughout your life. That's what growth is. You can't be fucking 7 years old and be the same way when you were like when you were fucking 16, 17, man. What kind of sense does, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck? That doesn't even sound right. Where's your growth, man? I mean, like, as, well, as a baby, you act like as a baby, but to become an adult, you have to have adult conversation, right? But that requires for you to internally change. In other words, you have adopted a different state of mind. So going back to having a state of mind again, this is why your confirmation, you know, is a setup for you to adopt the higher state of mind. And this is why now you got to be in control of your thinking. Because now you understand what you're truly doing is adopting or developing or cultivating a higher state of mind. This is why just saying some shit means nothing. And another way of also looking at that too, that's why most people would tell you, you manifest who you are. And who are you? Your state of mind. How you think, your level of thinking, your level of reasoning. And guess what? A lot of that has to do with your perspective. That's why I was touching on your perspective early on. And understanding those two different types, those two major perspective, I'll tell you what, this is the difference. You eat from the tree of life, then you adopt a gratitude attitude. You adopt a state of mind. You live that way. You're not just saying it, you live in that way. That's what it is to eat from the tree of life. Because now you understand what opposition is, you are actually growing. And because you're seeing it from that perspective, then that's when you start having compassion for others. This is why when they tell you the fruit of the spirit, what that is when you adopt a higher or Christ perspective or state of mind, it's being reflected into your life. If you think this is not just thinking in terms of thinking, but if you think about money, then you'll do everything for money. You do anything for money. This is what this is saying is it's not, just the thought of money, but your understanding of life and money. It's like money's everything. That you do anything for it. This is how your state of mind is reflecting your reality. Then it will be just a matter of time. Or you open, you know what I'm saying? You down with the get down. But on the flip side of that, if your perspective is money's not everything, then now there's no way you're gonna do anything for money, bro. That's what you see with guys like DMX. That's what you see with people like fucking Lauren Hill. That's what you see like niggas like Nas. By the way, I got to shout out all these niggas, man. That's what you see, like even with niggas like Mike Tyson, like people who stand up fucking integrity. You don't hear them talking, you know what I'm saying? They said what they said about the music industry, and then they remove themselves. You know what I'm saying? But nobody is acknowledging these people for their loyalty to who they are, but you're more concerned about who sold their soul. Do you see where your attention is? Do you see where your perspective is? So understand this. That's why the news isn't so bad as you guys are trying to make it to be, because that's how you are. But for me, news ain't shit. I don't have a positive, negative opinion because I'm minding my business. But since you're not minding your business, then what would be the best way to catch your fucking attention? This is why I always tell people too, man. Like social media, distraction is not your enemy. You are your own fucking enemy. Everything people are talking about social media, you can use that for positivity, bro. I use YouTube for everything. I had fucking to change my brakes when that shit, you know what I'm saying? What are you using it for? Well, it's you. You can use a knife to eat, or you can use it to do other stuff. Again, your perspective, your subjectivity determines your life. This is reality. You can fight that all you want. Ain't no Bible is gonna get you out of this one. Ain't no verses. There's no references that's gonna get you out of this. Take that one. Take that, nigga. This is why those who claim to have the light, they really don't have it. You don't even know how you fucking work. Then now you're gonna tell me about God. You don't even know what the fuck God is. At this point, let's be honest. What are we talking about, man? Cartoon characters, man. But anyway, going back now to your state of mind. It's a state of mind thing. It's a state of mind thing. Even your own pastor, who even to choose that is his state of mind. I mean, it may not, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, and that's what I realized. As I was searching for myself, it led me to the Bible. But since I didn't stop searching for myself, it led me like somewhere else, everywhere else. Then he brought me right back to me. But those who started to look for themselves and then they got comfortable, they you know what I'm saying, they just stopped there. That's when, you know, the Bible comes in. I know this guy, and man, when I tell you, when he told me that, and then this nigga, like, he was about, turning about 50s, 50, yeah, like, no, almost in his 60s. And then when I asked him, so why did you choose to convert, man? Like, hey, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Niggas getting old, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to die in hell. Here's another one, too. How do you know? How do you know? So let me get this straight. It's evil to deal with spirit for, or even when we talk about that kind of world. But you're doing everything here for that world, or at least like you're trying to go to heaven, right? You know what I'm saying? So, what would be your experience now? You see what I'm saying? What would be your fucking experience now? You see, that's why I understand. Like when Kobe, and he's another guy too, man. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if you don't take practice seriously, I mean, because playing the game is another practice, but you're not. It's not practice. It's for. I mean, that's why practice is. You know what I'm saying? What you do in the darkness, man, it's important. I mean, think about it this way too. If you're not as good when nobody's watching, how do you think you're gonna be great on fucking stage? You have to embrace who you are. Either way, and only then would you see the genius in you. Then you really will acknowledge God. This is why the people who choose who they are, they truly know who God is. Those are the people who knows God. But anyway, understanding the difference in the state of mind now. When you adopt that state of mind, that's how it's a reflection of your reality. And that is very significant. This is why you can say whatever you want, but it means nothing. But when you have a different state of mind, then now it has an impact on what you say, how you say it, what you do, who you deal with, who you don't deal with. This is how you're able to also acknowledge certain people's state of mind. To be optimistic is a state of mind. To be grateful is a state of mind. Yes, it's good to say out knowledge. Yeah, I got another life. Yeah, I'm alive today. Good, good. I'm breathing the air. Good. But also keep in mind, all of that it means nothing. It doesn't mean like it's better. It's better than death. There's no life without death. If it's eternal life, well, shit. What the fuck is that? But when you start to learn beyond the veil, then you know there's also no death because now you truly know that you are spirit. Then death become a transitional aspect for you, and that's why some of us call it a transition. But that requires for you to know who you are as you start to experience yourself and really acknowledge that other side of you. This is how you truly being born again without having to go back to your mother's womb. Not just saying, "Hey, Jesus," you know what I'm saying? I'm down now. Oh, okay. Then what else? It's your perspective that truly has to change, meaning how you truly see the world, the way you approach it, and all that good shit. A state of mind, that's what you need. A higher state of mind. You know, it's technically the reasoning behind the shit that you do or the understanding of what you do. That's what's going to determine your life. And that's what it's meant as a man thinking. It's not just your idea, shit like that too. I mean, of course, as you're thinking, I mean, this is also part of your state of mind too. Thoughts is always going to be there, but it's the acknowledgement or the energy, the understanding that comes from those thoughts that gives you the state of mind that you have. That's why you need to adopt higher thinking. That's why you need to invite more truth into your life for you now to become truthful because you become what you eat. For you to project that godly attitude, you would have to become that. There's no other way around. The word must be made flesh. See, when you understand it that way, the reference doesn't fucking matter. Is it math? Is it Matthew? John, what the fuck's do you get it? Is it making sense? The truth is always gonna be the truth. Regardless of where the fuck it comes from. And the name of God, regardless of what it looks like, that's what it again is everywhere. So if that's the case, so what's going to make you a man of God then? If that's the case, what's going to make your God a God if you don't see it everywhere? Therefore, it cannot be a physical, actual thing. If it is, well, there you go. Then your Jesus is better than someone else. Someone else. And here's the thing, too. And this is not to badmouth Christianity, but the thing about it, this is why it's very suspicious. Not only you tell me all of that, but then guess who gave it to you, or at least that version of it. And here's something else that I also see that people do, and I went through it myself, is that as you start to, as you're searching for yourself, then now you're looking for the truth, and of course the Bible will become that reference because that's what the Bible says. You know what I'm saying? But as you start to grow, and then I see people now, they kind of like, no, I thought it was God that actually, wrote this book, and then they found out. They just say it was different books that was actually put together, whatever the fuck, and then now at this point they go like, fuck the Bible. And that's another mistake too. I went through it, but this is part of your growth because you are so your belief. Because what's going to happen is the more you find yourself, the less anything is going to have, the less impact anything will have on you. That's why us, even the Christ, will tell you today this is being manifested because they understand they're the one giving life to the fucking book, not the other way around. Or if the books gives you life, it's for you to in turn now give give the life right back to it. And now you become the book. That's what it means to become that writing on the wall. But you do that by adapting that state of mind, that understanding. It's a huge difference between using book references and truly knowing something and living it. That is the reason why people are able to lie, man. You can sound beautiful all you want. Niggas knows how to touch the right key, say how to say the right thing. A lot of people do that. That's what you have, man. That's why I don't understand why even like there's a stupid motherfucker that says, you know what I'm saying? Like she's the one who taught me everything I know. Well, thank you. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know any of that for yourself. I mean, if you taught me everything I know, well, at least I'm practicing that into my life. What are you practicing? Then again, thank you very much. But fuck you too. Like, how stupid can you be? If you're teaching me that, then you're not applying that into your own fucking life. Thank you and fuck you very much. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But again, going back to what I was saying too, now going back to the tree of life, two things can be true at the same time. People who think they smart or smart are like dumb people, they don't know they fucking dumb. You see how two things can be true at the same time? It's an illusion to look at life from a one-sided perspective. This is why you always fall short. Is this good or is this bad? They both. How you use it. Your perspective matters because the same thing that's good can also be bad. In the Bible, there you go. A lot of people they always talk about the contradiction that is in the Bible. That's because again, you looking at it from a good or evil perspective. That's what we have in our society. You have a society, that's why they're always falling short. They don't have a whole, they don't have a holistic perspective. They have a short, you know, a short mentality, a one-sided mentality. And you always come up short. racism and all that shit. Those are one-sided fucking perspective, man. When you really get to the essence of it, to like they tell you, honor your mom and dad. That is good. But Jesus also tell you too, man. You have to kill your. I mean, you have to abandon your mother and dad for me. Both of them are true, man. Both of them are true. If your mom and dad is a mom and dad, meaning they are in accordance to Christ, then you honor these motherfuckers. But if these motherfuckers are not in accordance, or your higher self not helping you to grow, guess what you got to do with these motherfuckers? Two things can be true at the same time. At the same time. Not either or. They both true. This is eating from the tree of life. That's the wisdom, the understanding that you need that's going to take you to have a higher perspective. And that higher perspective is you're not thinking within the box. You look at, yes, they are your mom and dad, but now there's a higher perspective. You shouldn't be looking at your mom and dad only from a fucking DNA or biological perspective because you're not just that. That's why Jesus told you my brothers and my sisters, my mom and my dad are the people who follow my fucking commandments. In other words, you are also my brother through my spiritual path if we're sharing that together. In fact, this is the game of life. We are all soldiers in life, man. We're all going through it. This is why us so-called chosen one, we're turning it around and giving you, we're helping the ones, what I'm saying? Well, like us, who's doing the work. That's why I cannot be for everybody. In fact, I did try that. I had to learn that too. The light was among the darkness, but the darkness refuted the light. That's how I was brought up, man. I was dropped off in the fucking war zone, bro. Talking about stories, shit. I gotta do something. Oh man, I'm forgiving myself. I'm forgetting myself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I meant to say I'm forgetting myself. This is crazy. I'll never do that to you again. I've been waiting so long. Take care, baby. Mm, mhm, mm, mm, mhm. Hold on. I almost forgot about something. I'll be right back. Yeah, 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 yeah. Back in the action, baby. Right back at it. You understand what I'm saying? Here's something else too. Even for me to be a spiritual teacher, man, like I come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? It goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Even in your Bible story. You know what I'm saying? Who do you know? Like, how do you get you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever wonder why even God allowed Satan to do what he did to again, all of that. And so even you seeing the interaction of God and fucking Satan. I mean, shit, I don't know about you, but from afar, looks like they're buddies. Again, positivity and negativity. Good, bad. They all one. That's how you become whole by having that type of understanding. But also, this is the yin and the yang. But I got to be a state of mind thing. And that's how you adopt a God mentality. I.e., you became perfect as your father in Heaven is perfect. Then when you start looking at it from an esoteric perspective, esoteric simply means, for those of you, the minute you hear the occult and all that shit, you are freaking out. Relax. Relax. Chill the fuck out. It just simply means it's not the type of knowledge that is to be taken literal. That's simply what it means. Meaning, Jesus, when they used to speak in parable, those were esoteric knowledge. When he uses the example of, was it the farmer or the man with the seed? Then when he tells you all of that, here's something else too. And us, great teachers, we understand that. He always uses a story form because you know why? Because there are things that are being said in stories that if I were to say directly to you, it would be lacking something. There's a reason why what's understood doesn't have to be explained. It's better to be understood than for you to have to explain certain things. And when you get it, you even stop me. Like, yeah, 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 I hear you. Yeah, 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 yeah. We good. Now that we let me finish up the tea first. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get dirty a little bit. Mm-hmm. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. I got my matcha I take for the day. Mm, okay. um, going back, what the fuck was I saying, man? What was I talking about? I'll be wilding. Um, yeah, so we were talking about perspective. I guess I'm just gonna shift it up. I mean, I guess when it comes back, it comes back. What the fuck was I saying? I really like what I was talking about, though. I like this little bit of momentum. Yes, I just anyway. We'll wait for you to come back whenever you feel like it. That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. We ain't tripping. But anyway, again, state of mind. You know, your state of mind is a reflection of your life. Do you see what I'm saying? Oh, now, so going back to a little bit how Christianity is a little bit suspicious. Guess who gave it to you? To tell you and giving you a version of it to let you know that, like, to, and they assign it to them. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they don't what they're supposed to. I mean, to overshadow you, to rule you, you have to follow their God. That's how it goes. And this is why some people, and at times, and you can see it too, when people are trying to get you, and just to show you how much under of a spell that those people are, if you were to tell them, hey, man, do you think before Jesus, by any chance, there were other people and where they would go if they didn't accept since Jesus was not around? And that question is meant to open up your mind, your eyes a little bit. You know what I'm saying? To be like, oh, okay. I mean, just to think outside of the box. And guess what they will tell you? I've heard a lady, what the fuck did she say? She was like, I don't know. I don't know what she said. But they're always going to take it the wrong way. Do you see what I'm saying? Because they are deeply, this is another way to show you how deeply they are under that spell, but mind control. They are so sure about what they're thinking about that they have no idea about it. They know it so much they don't even know. listen, man, they know it so much that they don't even know it. And guess what? They don't even know that they don't even know it. They think that they know it. Two things can be true at the same time. I think that's what I was talking about. That's important for you to understand. Things, can be true at the same time. Now, why is that important? Because it opened up your perspective. And that's little, that slight difference or shift that you can make when you start, if you see it only from that, like slightly from that perspective, your life change automatically. Your life will change automatically. Tomorrow, nigga, you'll be born again. Yes, you'll be like, yeah, I stood in front of him. Seen him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just like to be independent, you gotta be dependent, baby. Do you see where I'm going with this? That's why you need good and bad. All those businesses you motherfuckers are talking about, you want to create, you're all about doing those businesses. Well, people have to buy it, right? You need to have people who works for you, right? And that's what these motherfuckers understood. That's why they created college for your ass. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, hey man, you can't be mad at nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because as you talking that to other people, well, guess what you're gonna have to do? You're gonna have to depend on other people too. That's how it goes. Anybody who's independent is also dependent of something else. See, when you adopt that state of mind, you automatically become humble. How can you not be humble? When you understand, hey man, for me to go up, I also have to be down. How does not how that's the mentality that balances you out. This is why your ego has nothing to do, it's not your enemy. What and who's your enemy is your perspective, if you truly want to talk about it. Well, I am. What's really hurting you is your perspective. And when you understand that, not even when you understand that, this is why you are the way. Nobody else. You are, and you can either be in your way or you can remove yourself from your way. And guess what it requires for you to acknowledge that? Again, consciousness. You got to become aware of it. You are the builder of your life, regardless of what religion you choose. And whichever one you choose, you're going to react like it. The true ascended masters, so we understood that. This is now why now, you know what I'm saying? You probably hear some claims that niggas will say, man, I'm God. But it's coming from that type of understanding, not trying to belittle anybody, but it's coming from that. And here's something else too. Oh, speaking of opposites, I think I need to do now. I already talk about that, but the part that I think I'm going to be talking about is that when you acknowledge, your acknowledgement is powerful in itself. This is why when oh man, I will talk about that next. But let me, I guess, since I started, but this is why when for instance, your limitations, that is your strength. Because there's a few things you can actually do. You can make it better, or you can somehow, when you know it, you're gonna level it. You're gonna use it as your leverage. That's why knowing is your business. It's your business to know. It's your business for you to fucking know how you work, nigga. That's yourself. How you operate. That's your big fucking business. This is why this is a personal matter. And then now I'm helping you to put it into practice. Then you become the practitioner. And guess what? It requires a state of mind, not thinking or not just the way you think. I mean, of course, the way you think, but when you put all of the way you think together, what you're able to retain from that, it will determine your state of mind. This is why your thinking is very important. And your perspective, oh man, shit. Not even your thinking. Fuck your thinking. Your perspective, man. Are you eating from the tree of good and evil? Or are you eating from the tree of life? And if it is the tree and evil, you're gonna be put out of the of eternal life. You're gonna have to work hard for everything you got. Whereas, eating from the tree of life, you're dancing with life. You and life become one. You struggle, but you understand it's part of you. Just like when you go to the gym, nigga. I've never heard anybody complain. And if you do complain, guess what? It's either you go back or you're not gonna go back. And if you complain about it, those of us who knows, then you learn how to love it. This is why, too, those of us, the ascended masters, we don't look at when we understand that, when you understand our position, now you get to see the perfection in this world. Yes, there is killing going on. Yes, there is racism. Yes, 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 yes. But there's also another aspect of it too. So if you were to tell me this is what life is, and that's the only part of life that you choose to tell me about, see, then now you have a one-sided perspective, and obviously it's gonna play out in your life. And I can also see your state of mind. Mm-hmm. 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 Yo, man, in Haiti, we we have this saying, and I love it. Let niggas know, man. Hey, listen, there's no secret in Coca-Cola, man. All right, I know they have their big secret. Nigga, that shit is oxygen, sugar, and water, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? So now, this is not to say that we're not creating anything. The underlying statement here is that you have to see the underlying shit, man. When you see things for what they are, there's no spook in it. And that's what Christopher Nolan was also telling you too in that movie, The fucking Prestige, when he was saying after you know the trick, you share it with them, you nothing. That is also low key underlined, showing you that's why your perspective is everything. Like we both could be going through the same problem, or I could be going through something worse than you, but my perspective on it will ease up. I would weather the storm, whereas for you, it would be different. When I heard what was her name? I can't recall her name, but she was talking about it was I think she's a podcaster or influencer, whatever the fuck, and she was saying how she can she technically saying that she was broke, she couldn't do the things that she used to do before. Welcome to life, Nick. See, this is someone who's not learning, was not eating from the tree of life. You need to be broke, man. If anything, you see, this is how it balances you out. So that should give you a better insight and better vision to show you is are you defining yourself based on what you used to have? Or is it you or you? Which one is it? So now I can easily see, or I mean, we all had to go through it too, but this is where the opposition is helping you to let go of the material shit. That's what the shit is teaching you. And I have something else too where I'm going to be talking about. This is why this illusion is also the fucking reality. It's also the truth. Because all the lessons that we're learning about life is truly, you know, through experiences, meaning trial and errors, mistakes, good, bad, or good ones and bad ones. And ultimately now we have the light, we can pass it down to somebody else. So that goes to show you when we're talking about life, it's mental. That's why I could be standing next to you, but because of my experience and how much work I do in myself, life will probably have a deeper meaning to me than it is to you, or vice versa. Don't matter. I'm not trying to be, you know what I'm saying? My dick is big enough. I'm cool with that. My dick is that big. You know what I mean? Or it could be you, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So it's all mental. Again, that's why the state of mind is important. And then now for that to play out into your life, that's the state of mind you need to adopt. But for you to adopt that, you got to, the perspective comes in. What you identify yourself comes in. All of these things are playing a big factor into your life. The trio good and evil, again, what your perspective determines is a reflection of your, again, state of mind. Hmm. So, man, this is why when you understand that, man, it's like, but you have to wake up to it, like really waking up to it. You know what I'm saying? And this is when, that's why it's important for you to do your shadow work. That's why I tell you guys accountability has nothing to do with you blaming yourself, but you understanding, hey, man, I got something to do with this here. It's your life, it's your thinking. That's why what you don't stand against, oh man, I definitely wanted to talk about that too, man. You see what I'm saying? That's why you have to become aware of things. When we talk about, and this is what I think I was going to head to, oh, now it's coming back, right? Your mentality is everything. When we talk about, like we were talking about the mom, you know what I'm saying, honoring your mom and dad, which is true, but it's also true too if they're not in alignment with God, meaning they stupid, you know what I'm saying, you have to cut them out to follow God. So when we're talking about, breaking generational curses or patterns, what the fuck do you think that means? That means your own mom and dad, you would have to turn around and be like, fuck you. No. And guess what? And if you don't say no, you don't say fuck you, you will reproduce what they did. That's how you work. If you think somehow you're gonna be buddy buddy, okay, this is what how mom and dad was, and you're gonna be different. You're gonna accept mom and dad. It never worked that way. Anybody and everybody that I've seen that does that, they turn around and do it to their kids. And then they tell them kids, hey, that's what my mom did. You gotta respect me, this and that. You're not breaking that generational whatever pattern, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not standing against it. And studying against it doesn't mean like, the way I'm talking about it now. I mean, that's a form of that too, being a spiritual teacher. So I'm addressing it. What I'm saying is not claiming it. You have to truly stand up in front of these niggas and say, fuck you. Then that's how you break it. If you don't do that, what you don't say no to, you saying yes to. Again, the know-hows. You got to know your know-hows. With this life being a fucking illusion, that's why you need your spiritual laws. Your spiritual laws are your know-hows, your instruction manuals, how you work, how you function. And that's what I do pretty much as a spiritual healer too. This is why for me, I don't need you to follow me, motherfucker. For what? You know what I'm saying? That's why I smoke, I drink. I don't like if you're gonna listen, you're gonna have to listen to what I gotta say, man. Otherwise, I'm no help for you. You know what I'm saying? Can't help you. What kind of help do you want from me? To behave a certain way? That's the help you need from me? To talk or to say things a certain way? Or not to smoke? That's what you need from me? Again, what the fuck do you want from me? Do you see what I'm saying? You're gonna have to define that for yourself. You know what I'm saying? As you do for everything else. At least I'm giving you the fucking option, nigga. Nobody else. They always tell you, hey, hey, what, nigga? Hmm. Hmm. That's why it doesn't work. That's why you got to cut him out for Christ, for yourself. Would you allow your whole body to perish if you have cancer in your arm or your leg? That's why you cut the shit out to save your whole body. Isn't that what Jesus tells you? So two things can be true. It's not either or. Don't be confused because the Bible tells you. It's like whatever the fuck. But if you Christian and then what I'm saying tells you that, but it also tells you that too though. It's not contradicting each other. Two things can be true. I figured I'll give you Bible niggas a little bit of help. That's why for me, I don't reject the Bible. And any man of wisdom, wisdom is wisdom regardless where it comes from. And if anything, what I'm really telling you, niggas, you got your Bible, get your Buddha, get your Krishna, get your voodoo, get all of them. That's truly what I'm telling you. I'm not against Jesus at all. I'm just trying to get you to acknowledge the limited version of that you're being presented. And as a result, you're not truly living the Christ life. You don't even know what the fuck that is. But you sure do have tons of fucking references for me. Congratulations, nigga. You smart. You're doing it big. Go viral, nigga. And show everybody how much you love God, nigga. By giving me book references. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, fuck you very much, nigga. Fuck you very much. Again, so now, you see, that's why you need both. You need both. Again, eating from the tree of life. That's how you develop not just your state of mind, but a higher state of mind. That's why you need his words so you can become like him. But his words symbolically simply means that type of understanding. To align yourself with God is those understanding that you are cultivating into your life. Then now you become godly. And it will be displayed in your life with the way you talk to people, your aura. Like when people see you, they would know. When you see a good man, you know it. You could talk trash all you want. How do you hate something good, man? Like if you know a little bit of my story, oh man, I'm the most hated, bro. Literally. But I definitely get it. I stroke a few nerves. And guess what, man? It all comes with the Christ consciousness too, man. How do you think Jesus was fucking betrayed? A lot of the people who hates me who trying to many man, you ask what the fuck did I do to him, man? Those are people, bro. I haven't even I never even steal or take nothing from, not even a penny from who hates me, who trying to get my money, bro. Want to make sure that I don't get nothing. Do you see what I'm saying? Like they are reflecting so much of who they are. This is insane. And that's the site I'm also trying to get you to see and for you to also acknowledge these people, not just that, but having a deeper perspective on how you're looking at this life. That's why when you're being born again, your perspective now is to start looking at life beyond what it looks like. And this, in essence, that's what the second matrix was trying to teach you niggas. And that's why a lot of people didn't get it. A lot of people went from the for the surface shit, which was the first matrix. Things you already know, and then it sparked an interest in you. Then you got to the second one, you lost. But it was actually going down the rabbit hole. And if you look at the different terms I was using that second, it's always when Neo has that conversation with the old with with the elder when they were talking about points. Is that your point? Or old men like me makes no point. And then he said, "Is that the reason why there's no young men in the fucking council?" And then he said, "You got a good point." You see, when you eat from the tree of life, man, it's like you become everything and nothing at the same time. That's perfection. That's balance. This is what us ascended masters, we always know. That's why we always come back to earth. We know, even though we're going to lose our memory, I'm going a little bit more on the other side here for a second. I hope I'm not losing you. I like to keep it just on the surface, but let's just go down, as we was talking about the rabbit hole, because that's what the second matrix was really talking about here. Identify the opposites and how they all need each other. Because we're eating from the tree of good and evil, look at our society. It's divided. Look at how people are talking about men and women. Your so-called expert, and I listen to them too and trying to, because, hey, I'm trying to learn too. Hey, ain't nothing wrong. And besides, and for me to even mention anything, I would have to listen to what they got to say. So that's why I really process what they're saying. I run the shit back. I run it back again. And I'm like, oh, so that's what you niggas are doing? Your so-called teacher, like what they really, like if you really think about it, when they're teaching you, let's just say you got your heart broken, right? So now you come to them, they turn you into the same person that broke your heart. Now they're teaching you, hey man, don't you got to show them that you stay busy. You got things going on because nobody wants anybody that want nobody who ain't got any shit going on. Feeding you all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Or now, if he calls you first, make sure he calls you first. Or if he calls you, you don't call him on the first time, you call him the second time. So now you're doing unknowingly the same thing that the other motherfucker maybe fuck you or started calling you or whatever the fuck. Now you're doing the same thing to others that was being done to you. And then that's how you're fixing your relationship problem. And then that's why, and then now you wonder after, that's why every time you follow any one of these motherfuckers, your relationship will never get better. Two things could be true at the same time. But most importantly, we have a society where we're divided. We are divided. Even to court somebody in our society, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's the battle between the sexes. Even with the whole fucking going out shit, man. Now niggas are talking about dinner. I ain't buying you shit if I'm not fucking. You know what I'm saying? And none of that got to do with you getting to know the person, man. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why when you will with yourself, listen, man, this shit will save you. And that's what you need. You know what I'm saying? Getting to know somebody, man. Like, what the fuck? You may choose to do that if you taking her out, but the idea is for you to get to know the person. And guess what? That's gonna take you a minute too. You're not gonna get to know a bitch in one dinner or not. I mean, there's a few things you can learn depending on who you are too. You might be able to pick on that person energy, but what I'm saying, none of that requires a date, bro. Date in terms of, you know what I'm saying, going out to dinner. So now, on top of that, now you have now niggas that are saying, "Hey, man, I know, I know my self value. Now you can't take me to this place to get to know me." Man, I'm like, I be sitting, I'm like, wow. So I know for me, it's like I stand no chance out there. Shit, I'm like, oh, that's how it goes. So none of that got nothing to do with you getting to know somebody. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to be real, if you're gonna marry anybody, that's why they tell you anybody has to prove themselves to you. That's what also the guy was teaching. That was that moment when uh, 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 Neil was fighting the guy. Neil told him, "Hey man, you could have just asked." Nigga said, "Nah, nigga, you never know somebody until you find them. Finding them meaning you go beyond what they look like. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, I know what you look like. You know what I'm saying? That's why the nigga said I have to apologize in fucking advance because we all got to do that. Everybody must earn their spot once you know who you are. And this is no one on some bullshit because you got a big dick or anything. It really comes down to, well, I mean, that is what the big dick is too, if you really want to be real. But the idea is not that. It's pretty much, hey man, I know better now. I understand. Why would I destroy myself? That's why you seek for better company as you love yourself better. You understand what I'm saying? And again, that comes with a state of mind. Being humble is a state of mind, but that requires you to eat from the tree of life. Being grateful, again, another thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you could say thank you to somebody or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But saying it, you got to cultivate that state of mind. Meaning, when you're truly grateful, do you know what the fuck you do, nigga? You ate today, you're good. You got no food to mouth, nigga. I'm hungry, but I'm still good. You understand? I heard my stomach growling, but nigga, I'm gonna be all right. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. Meaning you embrace each situation for what it is. In each one, that's why, for me, I came to understand the true purpose of your problems is not to come up with the solution, but it's the awakening, the understanding in itself. And that's what this motherfucker did in the Alchemist. That's why he ended the shit the way he did. Clever. I like that. That was good. That was clever. Now, this nigga, he went in. I tap into him. I'm trying to get you to see his brain because I see it. Genius, nigga. I like that. I like that. In fact, I'm inspired to do something like that. Hmm. Oops. I should have kept that to myself. Hey, sweetie, regardless of how you want to copy, you can't copy this, man. Yo, how do this nigga said it? You can't copy respect. Shout out to URL, man. You can't copy respect, man. Hmm. You know what I'm saying? You could act like it all you want for years. It's just a matter of time, nigga. And it takes the right person. And it's me, niggas. Hmm. They thought they had my number. All this time, you were right here, bitch. It was never you. Never none of you motherfuckers. Okay? Know that. If not, I'm showing it to you. In fact, I'm showing it to you better than I can tell you. Oh, I got a lot more for you. More for you. Oh man, I got a lot more for you. Man, we're dancing now. What? That's what we're doing? They put me in a game that I was not even aware of, and they still lost. How are you playing the game by yourself and you still lost? I don't get it. Now, I do get it, but I don't get it. You know, man, this is crazy. And that's what happens, man, when you neglect yourself. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about the self, the men within. You can't neglect that. That's the house. You never go against the house. That's first and foremost. And that's why you're being spanked too, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is God being furious too. How do that's sinning against the Holy Spirit, man. That's blasphemy. How do you worship creatures over the over the creator, man? Beyond me. Mm. So now, going back to, hmm. So yeah, if you don't go against it, meaning that doesn't mean you have to criticize or anything, you know what I'm saying? But putting a hard stop, you know what I'm saying? You will most likely, and I've seen that many of times. And this is what I see. And the people like us too, we were the ones that when certain things used to happen in certain families, man, that's what they call you the black sheep, right? You said, no, not me, man. What? Doesn't make any sense. And when you're growing that way too, man, and I had to go through that shit. You know what I'm saying? Story time, niggas. I'm done talking, man. Let's talk some story shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm on some storytelling mode right now. Mm, nigga. But I also want to tell you about the practicality of God in my life too, in everybody's life, and showing you like this is a practical thing. It's not something for you to just, you know what I'm saying? It's not a political reference. It's not something you use just to look good or to make people think you're a good person. This is for your personal motherfucking life, well-being, spiritual hygiene, however the fuck you want to call it. It's your business. So, oh man, listen, man. So I was dropped off in the fucking war zone, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that goes to show you too, your environment shapes you. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't like by shaping you, I'm saying what I'm truly saying is that it reveals who you are. It reveals who you are. In my last recording, I was talking about how I was listening to Marlon who was saying that shit. And I was, it's always good when to hear like these motherfuckers saying that shit. Not for validation purposes, but it's more like, I mean, shit, like, is there any motherfuckers who gonna say anything? You know what I'm saying? I know Shaq always say like he's from the bricks. Like, if you know, nigga, you know. Like, nigga. I know. I mean, not because I know so much. I would like shit. When these niggas told you I'm from, that's what I tell niggas, man. Like, even myself, I haven't fully like I went through my down shit, like my little homeless shit and shit, but never really lived in no fucking project or ghetto and shit. But I've been around people with that ghetto mentality though. But it was not necessarily in that class, but with that mentality. You see what I'm saying? That's why it took me a minute to realize that these motherfuckers were really crazy. I think I was crazy. That's why I had to heal myself. Do you see what I'm saying? In fact, I was crazy to think that they were not crazy. And by me healing myself, to be honest with you, I'm like, no, these motherfuckers are insane. And that's what insanity is. When you have people who's not growing because knowledge is nothing to them, but they know everything. How how Okay. I mean you think people who are smart are just like that? Nah, man, that's why you practice stupidity, bro. And that's the accountability you need to take, not to blame yourself, but understand like it's you doing you. Do you see what I'm saying? It's you, bro. Jesus simply show you that it can be done. In fact, Jesus is you, showing you, listen, man, coming in the fucking abyss. You know what I'm saying? Technically, what this is showing is like, because Earth, in so many words, you have lost your memories. You know what I'm saying? You lost all of your abilities. And then now Christ is helping you to reconnect with those abilities. Go into the Father, the kingdom of God, truly who you are. So he's showing you that what he was able to do it. That's how he died for you. So now you got the answers. Go die, motherfucker. Now you could go ahead and die peacefully. Because now you have assurance that you're gonna be alive after your death. And guess what? I'm here also to tell you I'm alive, bitch. Jesus was not wrong. Anybody who had the ability to overcome that, meaning being born again and having to go through, because as you're doing that too, you're changing your environment. So a lot of us, what I'm saying, we ended up in a fucking war zone. How do you get out of it? Through Christ consciousness, nigga. So what we did, this is what the nigga was doing in fucking Inception. Now, how do you put a fucking idea in you without you knowing what you were saying to yourself? And that's what you're doing in life. You're walking blindly, but you also know. That's where you're knowing, and me being a seer, reading the book. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, reading the scripture, what I'm saying? Through my feelings, through my touch, through my intuition. That's what the book of Eli was telling you. And this is you, nigga. You got to stay on track. You're not looking for trouble, but you got to be ready for it. That's what a spiritual assassin does, or what you call the wounded warrior. I mean, warrior. I'm not looking for war, but if you bring it to me, I'm gonna give you a hell of a war. That's why I love when 50 said that shit. You know what I'm saying? I said no problems to my enemies. I said no problems. And then my enemies give me problems. Now, I don't remember how the fuck he said it, but it was so clever. I loved it. You know, something to the effect of, I'm not looking for problem. When they give me problem, then I tell them no problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the shit. Am I looking for it? Not at all. Am I ready for it when it comes? Best believe. Wholeheartedly. With all my being, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love the bullies. Because those are the one I bully. I'm more psychotic than they thought. like, like, I really walk both sides, nigga. You know what I mean? That's why for me, like, I'm taking pleasure in you. You know how when how the wolves when they getting ready to feast, they go like, that's how I see you. Oh no, nigga, it's up and it's stuck, all the way stuck. Oh fuck! It's like I'm somehow looking for it without even knowing, and then you presented that to me. Oh man, welcome home. I'm knocking the door, man. Nobody's is getting out. And in so many words, guys, that is my life, man. And somehow, as this Haitian nigga dog, I was kicked in the behind, and then I somehow ended up here telling you the story. Yo, that is so motherfucking Haitian, man. So I remember, like some of the elders, because I was always fascinated by those storytelling niggas. You know what I'm saying? Not, I mean, I do know what was behind it. Can you guess? I was just looking for him, not knowing that he was with me all this time. So again, this is that vision too. This is how you unfold. This is gonna be your Trinity. That's why you keep going. You gotta keep going, baby. And then you're gonna realize, hey, it's you, man. Wake up. Or you become the Buddha. Whatever the fuck. Or you became the Christ. You see what I'm saying? You choose, man, I see them everywhere. Oh, which one do you see? You see them all. You see them all. Which one do you see? Oh, I'm looking at the rainbow, baby. Nigga, I'm looking at the rainbow. I see them all. You know what I'm saying? And that's also including seeing clear too. Because sometimes you may see different colors, but not seeing clear. You know what I mean? Again, two things could be clear. Two things can be true. That's what the tree of life is telling you. And as you knowing that, what that does, it expands your consciousness. That's how you become less and less judgmental. Do you know what happens when you become less and less judgmental? There's something else that happens. That's where compassion comes in. Yeah, nigga, I understand, bro. Like, yeah. You could have done better, but yeah, that's fine. But I can help you if you want better. I mean, not even well, I mean, I wouldn't even say that because I know, you know what I'm saying, when a nigga need help, because I knew what I did when I needed help. You see what I'm saying? This is why you have to master yourself. And also you have to respect the spiritual laws. This is why too, man. Like I always this is why a lot of our ancestors they had to have initiation. People don't understand that. The whole initiation process, okay, was you cannot let anybody having and understanding this esoteric knowledge, nor especially when we're talking about energy weapon, especially being raised in Haiti, I understand it. Because what you have, okay, so you have people, let's just say my mother, just saying hypothetically, right, has a daughter, then she would teach her daughter certain things. But the daughter may not have the state of mind, you know what I'm saying, how to protect herself or how to do certain things, right? And depending on who those people are. I'm trying to paint a picture for you. Follow me for a second. So as they're doing that, this is why they tell you, you know what I'm saying, Haitians may be at 90% Catholics, but they are 100% Voodoo, referring to, you know, those little things that we know about life, those that type of understanding. That's why every nigga, in so many words, you all voodoo, and voodoo is you because it's referring to how deep you're looking at yourself, your introspection about yourself. But you were never taught the wisdom about voodoo. You only look at it again, mind control, telling you what to think. It's only those sacrifice. So you only look at voodoo now, like when they're killing something or when people are using energy weapon to hurt somebody else. That's what it becomes. But what you fail to realize is those sacrifices and even people hurting other people always existed throughout years. If that, you know, let me just ease you up a little bit. Breathe, nigga. Breathe. I breathe a little bit. Always existed. So it can't be just be that, nigga. It doesn't make sense. There's a wisdom in it. Even when people are using, let's just say, natural shit, for you to use natural shit and make medicine out of that, you don't see the wisdom in that? So subconsciously, a lot of us, we lost the wisdom. So it became a tradition, a shit that was passed down, but the wisdom is not there anymore. But the wisdom that can come out of this is because you understand there is already more to life just to do magic in itself. If anybody could do that, or if that even exists, that also should reveal to you that there is more to life or this life that you are experiencing. So somehow, some way, there are abilities that either you are using or you're not using, but that are there. And the less of you are, the more you're going to suppress those, you're going to call them evil. But the more of you are, the more you're going to adopt them because you understand they are all part of you. This is why anybody who's in Christ consciousness who had got that you have gifts. Some of them are prophet, others are seers, or whatever the fuck. What the fuck do you think that means? Stop being fucking stupid. But whatever. You label it however the fuck you want. I guess when it's labeled that way, it's something else. But are we not looking at the fucking ability here? And if the ability's there, then how you use it, what you use it for, then that's on you. And always been on you. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's like saying, you know what I'm saying, because people use their fingers, their fist, you know what I'm saying, to beat other people up, let me go ahead and cut off my arm. What? That's crazy. If they use it for that, nigga, you better know how to use yours for that too. Not to attack people, but shit, you living with crazy niggas. Oh, trust and believe. What do you think your haters are? And they will hurt you, literally, physically. And that's what they do. That's why they sabotage your life. They do all that shit because of their own inconsistencies. Now they're putting that on you. Oh, this shit is real, man. That projection, you know what I'm saying, that no one is talking about. And this is what pretty much is at the very foundation of a lot of fucking of the world that you're living in. Niggas that are killing other people. Look at the motive behind it. If it's not money, it's jealousy. And it's not just when you chop all of it down, it's gonna come down to either one of these things. That's why some people are malfic there, man. You know what I'm saying? Malevolent motherfuckers. Now, those are the ones now who are using what is called energy weapon now to weaponize your ass. If anything, nigga, I'm telling you to protect yourself by embracing you. Now, if you want to call that maybe that what the war is between the different angels, the fallen angels and the other angels, could be all that. Could be said that way too, depending on how well versed you are, or if you want to be wordy, you could go that route. I understand it. I get it. I feel you. Okay. You onto something. I. Because now you're making sense of that information. That's why the information means nothing without you. I always gotta understand this, man. Regardless of what book, whatever the fuck, it's you. The reason why, if it wasn't you, think about it, right? You already know how to read and write. Why would you have teacher? And I don't give like I have my master's, right? I still had teachers, and I was well read, doing all that shit before, and I understand why you need teachers. Again, that goes to show you because your teacher is giving you the understanding of that book. Now, once you have it, then now that's why you go and read. That's why if I already tell you about a book and then I give you the book, now you already have the foundation, then it's gonna make sense. That's why you need a teacher, bro. That's why for me, instead of giving you book recommendation, I help you with your perspective because that's truly what you need. Because now when you're reading a book, then you have your own discernment because you have already resurrected something in you. And not only that, then you'll be the one reading the book now. Truly reading the book and understanding, you know what I'm saying? And even when we're talking about how practical a book is too, because you're applying it into your life. Again, state of mind, practicality. Not what you say, bro. Not those references. They sound cute though. Very convincing at times, I may add. Especially with the way these motherfuckers be saying that shit too. Is it in the book? I'm saying, read. What does it say? Repeat again. Ah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, go on. I'm listening. But you know what? It's funny too because I kind of went that route too. That's why, again, you have to acknowledge it for what it is. So when you truly, that's why, like I said, man, as you're going through your journey, do not throw the Bible away. There's a lot of gem in it, especially in, nigga, you crazy. What? In fact, now you're going to make sense of the Bible. Start looking at Jesus from an energetic perspective and see how, like, this shit's going to change your life. That's what esoteric knowledge is. It's not meant for you to take it literal. When Jesus tell you somebody smack you in this face, you turn the other face. Your spirituality is not stupidity, bro. It's not stupidity. I mean, why the fuck would you smack me in this face, turn the other face? Nah, I'll move my face or I'll smack you. Either or. And I'm not gonna let you keep punching on me. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's not that or open up, turn the other cheek to get a better, a louder fucking slap. Nah, man, that's not what it means. And it's being said that way just so you know it's not literal. That's what esoteric knowledge is. That's why it's contradicting in itself, but the purpose is for you to go beyond it. And that's truly when that's what you do too when you embrace opposition. And that's what growth is. That's how you change your body, whatever the fuck you want, you need. It's the same blueprint, takes form, a multi universe in different layers, different levels, but it's just, what I'm saying, the sacred geometry. When you understand everything has a code, meaning i.e. a fucking energy, that's what people are using. That's when they would tell you, okay, you want money, you want a little something that's a little more sweet to it, add a little bit of cinnamon in your pocket, other than, what I'm saying, bam, bam, bam. And that shit works. It open up shit because you're dealing with energy. So any and every nigga, you already know, again, naturally, but you do now it became now you don't have the fucking wisdom behind it. But you're learning these things. That's why they would tell you, that's why they tell you in Haiti, regardless of what a nigga's saying, how much of a Catholic the nigga is, but you know what I'm saying, there's something else he has somewhere else. Just in case. Or if it's not that, it's the tradition in itself. Or the way they would do certain things and what they cook and how they do it. So I'm saying that to say, going back to the whole initiation shit, because unfortunately, because there's none of that. You know what I'm saying? It was not to stop people from not knowing the knowledge. That was never the case. But it was because they understand not everybody is suited for that knowledge. So therefore, let me screen you. Let me see what you're about. Let me see if you have that urge. Let me see how would you react to this. Because somebody who's a copycat, they never go through fucking initiation. That's why they never change. And that initiation is also meant to trigger that in you too. This is why on earth you have to allow people to make mistakes. The initiation is an opposition or whatever the fuck it is. You need it. That's why you don't want to spoil your kids too much. You gotta let these niggas struggle too, man. Even, I mean, shit. I mean, you're not dead. You have to struggle. I mean, it doesn't have to be like you, but either way, they're gonna have to struggle with something any fucking way. And that doesn't mean you're not there. That doesn't mean you don't love them. Just like when they were a toddler, guess what you did? If you didn't do that, they wouldn't be walking today. That's how it goes. Again, that's why going back, and that's why our ancestors understood. That's why they let you, in so many words, that's why God, for lack of better terms, let you fall. That's why God puts you through hardship. That's why God, oh, shout out to the fucking, oh, I almost forgot about these niggas, man. Uh, 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 those Allah niggas, not the Muslims, but the religion underneath that, the sacred text.
Oh, I love these niggas too, man. The secret with oh man, was it you me to me whoever the fuck? But much I use profanity, but no, I'm connected with all that shit. It's utmost respect, trust me. But anyway, but I'm also showing you too how balanced I am too. While I'm saying that, but anyway, but what makes it meaningful to me because it's that application. I use it in my life. I interact with that. That became my state of mind. There was a saying that they had where they were talking about this nigga said, I asked God to be smart or something, then God gave me opposition. I asked God to be, all of that was just to show you the unification. These niggas are talking about the real world issue, not imaginary shit. That's why again, you know, when you think that way, you cannot dissociate God from you. But yet you still know you're not God, but yet you are God. Two things can be true at the same time. You have to acknowledge that you're not God for you to have God in your life. And then now you have to acknowledge that you are God even for you to have God in your life. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. Learn how to be secure enough for you to be insecure, and be insecure enough for you to be secure. You got to dance with these things, and this is how the word dancing now is making sense. It's not either or, it's all of it. This is why sometimes when and think about it too, even when we talk about, let's just say, paranormal experiences, that even in itself is revealing there's something happening here, whether you believe in it or not, nigga. In fact, your belief is not even required. And in other words, your belief is fucking you up. It's because of your belief you don't even acknowledge what's taking place around you. That goes to show you too your perspective. Mm. Again, two things could be true. How do you have your eyes wide open and yet you don't see nothing? Huh? How do you do that? I know how you do it, but I like talking some shit too. So again, what are we really talking about here, man? And this is how deep it goes. This is the layer that we are going through in life, and this is what this life is all about. Because even when we're talking about life here, right? We're not talking about the trees. We're talking about your lessons, your understanding. So therefore, if that's the case, so everything that takes place in life is for that purpose. As they are taking place too, they are not as physical as they are. And this is why you need to embrace change your eating from the tree of life. Your state of mind is the reflection of your life. That goes for every man or any man. That's why they tell you now to be successful, you have to become successful. Ouch. You see how it's all making sense? You know, that's why there's no secret to it but to do it, baby. You know what I mean? Just do it. Ain't no secret to it but for you to do it. Until then, you know what I'm saying? Like the dog said, man, talk is cheap, motherfucker. You're just thinking. This is why your affirmation means nothing if you don't understand why you're doing it. You have to understand you are your affirmation is your confirmation. When you understand that, you got to walk your affirmation. You know what I'm saying? You're saying it to align yourself on a higher state of mind, a higher perspective. to develop a state of mind. This is why, for you to do that, then you would need the ingredient that would allow you to do that. The way you work, what you eat, you become that. You put poison, you eat poison, your body become poisonous. You die. That's why they telling you, hey man, you need to eat organically. This is what those food are doing to you. That's why they telling you that. So don't let motherfuckers fool you by telling you or what you eat. I get what they're saying though, but that's bullshit. You become what you eat, Nick. That's why you better watch your fucking mouth. Straight up. To carry your cross. Now, there's you knowing that responsibility. Then as a result, man, this is how for me, this is practical. Are you looking to build yourself up or what are you doing? First, you would have to acknowledge that too. This is why it starts with you. That's why knowing you will set you free. And then not just that, then you will also know that you are the way. In other words, only you can change you. So if you haven't changed, that's because you have not changed. And if you have changed, guess what, man? You don't even have to say it. Motherfuckers will see it. Do you see how this shit go? Like that's why I meant like for me, nigga, you gonna lie to yourself, nigga. I don't even do small talks, man. Oh, okay. The fuck that got to do with me, man? Good for you. Me? I don't shit. I'm moving my own. You already know. I'll show you better than I can tell you. You know what I'm saying? And this is for the hard-headed ones. No problem. Then they said problem. I said no problem at all. No problems at all. Then again, that's why it's important for you to understand, man, the state of mind. It's not your thinking. It's the practicality of your thinking. And if you understand that, then you need to adapt higher thoughts, higher understanding, not just a thought or an understanding, but you know what I'm saying? That's why you need to invite truths into your life. You have to have wisdom around you. Build your house that way. Buy fucking pictures, bro. Make your world beautiful. You don't have to spend a lot of money for that, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Beauty is beauty. And listen, man, it's beauty, bro. And just, and those are the things that I, picked up along the way too, man. They goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? Watch how, you know what I'm saying, things are taking place around you, man. Now, for me, man, yo, I've been dancing around fire all my life, man. All my life, man, I've been dancing around fire, baby. I've been tiptoeing like, oh man, you think I was back? It was I'm wilding. But anyway, all right, let's shut this down. Yeah, man. I think, we said enough here, man. But then again, guys, it's always a pleasure, you know what I'm saying? Shed the tea with you, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? I always got to give you something for you to put in your pocket. I mean, I gave you a lot, but, take that with you. You know what I'm saying? You may chew it later. Well, if somebody asks you, you can also share that with them. You know what I'm saying? This is part of the Haitian, hospitality. Nigga, I got you. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Those are the elders, man, I used to love to being around. You know what I'm saying? Because I always saw myself in them. And ironically, look at me today, man. Serving the community, breaking bread with you, man. You know what I'm saying? Doing the work as it was given to me. I'm returning the favor. And I got to acknowledge them for everything that they did, everything I've seen. Although it wasn't me, but hey, I had to see something. You know what I'm saying? And then for me to even realize that it was me. So I got to acknowledge them. You know, to the heavens, they already know I walked with them, man. Yo, I love these motherfuckers, man. Them my niggas. You know, man? I don't think you understand. Those are my niggas. Those are the people I walk around. They thought I was by myself. Are you crazy, man? I work with superheroes, man. Nigga, I work with galactic niggas. You know, those are my ride or die niggas. You hear me? Oh, you made a grave mistake. But that's your mistake, though. You got to deal with that. Anyway, yeah, I gotta salute them, man. You know, my grandmother, man, my ancestors, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because every time I speak too, I speak for them. You know, they are so proud of me, man. Let me tell you, I got time. Listen, I love these motherfuckers, man. And I have three personal guides too. I can't reveal too much because these are my niggas, y'all motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I told them I'm gonna air them out. You know what I'm saying? That's my deal with the fucking heavens, man. I will testify. I'm calling all these motherfuckers. I'm putting cases on all these bitches. I'm putting cases on motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, Michael. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All this motherfucking archangels. I'm putting cases on all those bitches. You know what I'm saying? I'm revealing these motherfuckers, who the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling all these motherfuckers out. But then again, man, this is the love, nigga. Oh man, when you know, you know. When you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? And again, man, there is a lot more to what's around you. You know what I'm saying? And to all of my ancestors, the Loa, the spirit, and everything, man. Yo, I got to do a session in voodoo too for you motherfuckers, because I always talk about Jesus and showing you this shit is all the same. You know what I'm saying? So watch out for that. And I would also help you know how to be careful with these niggas. 'Cause, man, let me tell you, that's another story for me to tell you too. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, again, you know, you got to see it for what it is. But then again, you know what I'm saying? Nothing happens without you. You got to know that. Even these niggas, when they sending people or they modern, it's all you. They need you to destroy you. That's what you need to understand. When you have a stronger you, come on, man. A house divided never fall, bro. Like never stands, I meant to say. You got the point. A divided house will never stand. This is why when you're not in harmony, when your energy and your mental is not in harmony, man, oh man, that's your downfall already. Like you're not even playing the game. You're not even in the game. Trust and believe, man. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you're doing something, but hey, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, Um, we'll talk about all of that later, man. But I wanted to shout out all of my ancestors, love and man, the protection, the love, my grandmother, my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? They're hiding a lot of shit from me too. But anyway, but they're guiding me as well. So, you know what I'm saying? Protection is there you go again, going back to fucking inception. You know what I'm saying? It's also all part of that. You know what I'm saying? So, but you having this experience with me, man. Listen, let me upgrade you. I see Mali. Bro, oh, almost forgot. Cause you know now, you know I'm not gonna forget, nigga. Take these with you, man. Put them in your pocket. Do not lose them. In fact, you don't even have to share it with nobody. Just know them for you. You can only be great at what you love, baby. If you want to be great, come on now. And if you think money's everything, you're gonna do everything for money. Do you see what I'm saying? And if you're not true to you, you will always be false to somebody else. And if you false to your own self, you'll never be true to nobody, bro. Yo, keep these things with you. You hear me? Don't pick up anything off the floor. I gotta give you that Haitian talk, man. You know, so anything you pick up off the floor and put in, you don't do that shit, man. I give you the solid food. Now you stay healthy out there, okay? If anybody tell you otherwise, man, tell them what you got. Don't fall for the okey doke, man. Okay? You hear me? Now, take care of yourself. I see. Love, man. You already know, King. Thank you. I love you niggas.